Hey everyone, I'm back and excited to show you a little more about how ChatGPT can simplify things you would love to get done, but just don't have the time to plan. I'm a huge user of Google, but ever since I discovered ChatGPT, it kind of gets on my nerves. ChatGPT is so much more efficient when you need to answer a question or really just want to get to the point without a bunch of noise. Planting a garden takes planning. And it also takes either expertise or experience. You could also use Google and research a bunch of different sites and articles and get all the information you need to make a plan. It's information overload. Here, I'm going to show you what made me a believer. Okay, so last time I talked about creating a yard maintenance plan. And a couple of questions came up, and I decided that I would explore that a little bit further because I know that I want to plant some things in the front of my house. And I happen to know a little bit about it, but not enough. So one of the things that they said we should know is the climate zone. And I already have this chat created. It was just easier, honestly, for me to create the chat rather than trying to type it in and misspelling everything, embarrassing myself. So I asked what climate zone is Charleston, South Carolina. Now I already know where it's located, but hot and humid, sounds like a recurring theme to me. Sounds about right. Then I wanted to know what plants do well in this climate. And it already remembers that I'm talking about Charleston, so I don't have to specify that again. I love it. And it tells me straight out some different plants that I could plant to make my yard beautiful. And some of these I love. Love camellias. They bloom in the winter. It's amazing. I love them. And then I realized that a lot of the front of my house is in shade. So I needed to find out if any of them do well in shade. And of course, some of them do. Camellias, yes. Azaleas, I do love azaleas. Lantana is beautiful. And gardenias smell wonderful. I didn't even know they're a dwarf palmetto, even existed, but okay, I'll check into that. Understands, okay. And it even gives me tips on what to look for. That's so amazing. This is saving me so much time. I would be going through article after article, looking up information about each plant individually. And here I'm going to ask it if they're evergreen plants. Something my mom taught me a long time ago is an evergreen plant stays green all year. And it even says they retain their foliage throughout the year. Camellias, again, on my list. Sounds like I'm going to have a winner. And there's sago palm again and the dwarf palmetto. Interesting. But I have dogs and I love dogs. And I've heard bad things about sago palm especially. So I want to make sure that anything I plant is non-toxic to dogs. So let's see, are all of these dog friendly? No, not all plants are dog friendly, but here is some information about them. Azaleas are toxic to dogs? Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that. Camellias, of course, are non-toxic. Winner. Southern magnolias, I'm not a big fan. Sago palms, yeah, I had heard. They're highly toxic to dogs and ingestion can be fatal. Definitely not doing a sago palm. Dwarf palmetto, I'll check it out, but we'll see. Lantana is considered toxic to dogs. I had no idea, and I love lantana. In fact, I have some in my yard right now. Also, daylilies, I have those in my yard, and I didn't know they were toxic to dogs. Luckily, gardenias are not. So here you see, it gives you a nice list. It gives you information, tells you what will happen and what to look for if your dog does ingest them. I mean, I didn't even really ask for that, but it gave me that information. So there you have it. ChatGPT comes through once again and gives us a clear and concise answer to the questions that we need. And you don't have to go sorting through a bunch of articles and different links like you do on Google. All right, been a blast. Don't forget to like and share, and I'll see you next time.